Wars character.
Oh, sorry, Q&A. Let viewers ask questions.
All right, here we are. Going over right now.
Is it? Oh shoot. Okay. Oh my gosh. New time limits. Yeah, let's start a poll. Ask a question. Add an option. Okay, I don't know how to do that. I gotta share this. I gotta share this with people. I don't like how this camera is backwards.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh, my clothes. Take that out the room. Take the clothes back.
I'm gonna be sitting here, so.
No, but that right there. The clothes. Yeah, get that out. Oh. Okay, thank you. Yes, that works. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Come down. Calm down. It's all good. You got somebody here? What's that? Oh, no.
No, I was going to say, oh my gosh, no, we don't.
We've been live for 54 seconds.
Where's the time at? Oh, there it is. Oh, I should trim my mustache. How do I? Oh no. Okay, I know what to do. You gotta go on YouTube, then send it to people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
Mm-hmm.
This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing.
How is it embarrassing? There's nothing embarrassing.
Send.
Dang, who are you sending it to?
Who else am I missing? Send.
They probably can barely hear me, but hey.
No, that's fine. We should have tested though. I know what's the name will chime in.
I realized I have a Star Wars shirt on. I didn't even mean to do that.
No, I thought you knew the okay. I thought you knew the assignment, and you just like, all right, we're gonna do it.
I think I instinctively knew the
Okay.
assignment.
Welcome.
All right.
Let's
just get this started.
This is our first stream. All things Star Wars. I'm so nervous right now, y'all. He's fine. Are you okay?
I'm chill.
Oh my gosh. Who else did I not send this to? Maybe no, I have to do it through this phone.
Well, while he's doing that,
yes, go ahead.
We're just gonna straight up be talking about how we feel about Star Wars today.
Everything Star Wars.
And just Star Wars period. The Old Republic, the High Republic, the Skywalker saga, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
How we feel about everything, who our favorite characters are, how we feel about certain things.
Yes.
And other things like that. The prequels, original, and the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
You may be surprised at some of our views on some of these.
Our opinions, yes.
Our opinions on some of these. And some of you may not be surprised, but hope you stay either way.
And if you are, since you're new, if you know Star Wars, welcome. If you are new to Star Wars, welcome.
If you don't care about Star Wars, you're also welcome. So, what are we gonna talk about first?
Should we talk about how we got into Star Wars?
Sure.
I think we should talk about how we got into Star Wars. I should go first because I'm the oldest here. It all started. It started with episode 4 for me. I watched it in the original trilogy. Starting episode 4. And when I first saw it, man, I was sold. Luke was my favorite character. Luke is my favorite name for some reason. I always like that name. So, just as I was watching it, when you're young and when you watch something, you really don't understand what's going on, but you just watch it just because it looks cool. And the lightsabers is what really also reeled me into Star Wars as well. And then Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. It's probably one of my favorites. And then Episode 6. Yeah, just the OG trilogy is what got me hooked in. Oh, we got 2 viewers. Welcome. Thank you. So after that, just growing over the years and understand is, I just really come to love Star Wars. And and let's not forget the prequel trilogy, Episode 1, 2, and 3. Those as well. And just that's what got us here today, doing this live stream, is Star Wars. We want to talk about it, share our thoughts with you guys, bring you in, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, for me, since I'm younger than you, I was introduced to Star Wars through the prequels. Now, what's funny about that is it was my grandfather who showed it to me.
Mm-hmm.
He called me down one day and said, "Hey, look at this," and all I saw was the arena battle with all the Jedi, with all the different lightsabers.
Oh.
How Mace Windu decapitated a man in the first few minutes of the movie. That just stuck with me. That Mace Windu one of my favorites because that dude went in, and was that Samuel J. Jackson, my man. But I'm gonna be honest. After that, I was just real interested. I wasn't able to see any more Star Wars movies until Episode 3. Yep. I think it was. I saw episode. I forget what episode that one is, but in episode 1,
Phantom Menace.
Episode 1,
mm-hmm.
And then I watched episode 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw 2, 3, and then I saw the sequel trilogy in the correct order. So, and before I even finished episode 2 and 3, I watched the Clone Wars, which is to this day one of my favorite series of all time. And gave me one of my most favorite characters, which is Ahsoka, and I love her relationship with Anakin as well. So there's that as well.
Right. Okay. Man, only 7 minutes. Dude, our conversation lasts so long. How long is this gonna go on? Anyway,
well, it's a live stream for a reason.
It's a live stream for a reason. It really is true. So there it is. Our love for Star Wars, and it may not be a lot, but that's what it is.
And we may not be the well-versed in the knowledge, but we have enough for us to give our good viewpoints on how we feel about certain things.
Yes.
As you saw earlier, I really forgot what episode where the scene I was introduced to Star Wars was. I forgot what episode that was in. So there's that. But if we're gonna go off of a starting point, I think we can just go off of we're gonna stay mainstream for right now and think about like the OG trilogy, like Luke, Leia, Han, Chewbacca, R2-D2, CP3O, that annoying son of a gun that we all love. But
yeah,
it's real interesting to look back at those because I remember hearing, I even looked this up and seeing how the Star Wars movies back in the day were kind of like how the MCU was for our generation, where it's like theaters were packed, everybody was just so psyched up to see this new Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was real interesting, and that explains why it survived for so long.
Right.
And I think if I was to, so do we think we should do rankings for each saga? You know, cause a little bit of controversy off rip, be like
which is our favorite movies, or which is our favorite
movies in each saga?
Movies in each saga. Yeah. I mean,
since you said you're the oldest, you go for it.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. My favorite. I was thinking about this the other day because a friend asked me what was my favorite movie of all time, and I was like, in general, he said, yeah, it's either between episode 5 and episode 3. Because 5 is kind of when stuff it's in the middle. It's just when things just start kind of picking up, but then going down from there. Luke joining the rebellion at the time. The rebellion. Luke joined the rebellion. Even Han Solo sticking around and joined the rebels, and just watching how what's their next move against Darth Vader. What are they going to do? And then Luke, on the other hand, going to Yoda, another character we all love.
Yes.
To learn how to use the Force. And
strong in the Force you are.
Yeah, and learn how to use his lightsaber. So that was always a fun one to watch. And then episode 3 is just when everything, I guess it begins, if that makes
For the OG trilogy, yeah. It's where everything, the beginning would be episode 1.
Is that
but
right?
For episode 3 is the beginning of everything that we know today.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a, and let us know if you can hear us or not. If the mic is too low or something.
Please comment, somebody, please.
But right now it's more of episode 3 is the beginning of the story that most people grew up with.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's you can look at that as the beginning because we started off Star Wars with episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, episode 4. Sorry.
She says a little choppy, but she can hear us.
All right.
Dean, I'm seeing the mic. I'm seeing it pick up the mic right here, but
hey, don't mess with nothing. We good.
Right. Oh, all right. Okay, cool. It's a little okay. It's choppy, but she can hear us. Okay, cool.
Anyway,
mm-hmm.
as I was saying,
mm-hmm.
So based off of what you just said, then
mm-hmm.
your favorite in the OG would be episode 5, and your favorite in the prequels would be episode 3.
Episode 3, yeah.
So, what about the sequel trilogy?
The sequel trilogy.
One of the most controversial things in culture.
One of the most controversial trilogies in Star Wars history.
You would think it was the prequels.
And yes, it was funny is people bombarded the prequels because of how
they used the CGI and
how they used the CGI and the dialogue. Yeah. And
I hate sand.
Hmm?
I hate sand. It's of course.
I mean,
it's everywhere.
It's true, but I never looked at it like that. I just took it as it was, and I literally had no problem with the dialogue at all. I'm just watching the movie. I'm just locked in. I'm like, oh, the dialogue is he's just so stale. Who isn't stale? Who isn't when it comes to certain things? I'm like, you might be out with somebody, and they can just be like, oh, I don't like sand, and you're just looking at them like, okay,
did I
but
ask?
That's just them, So,
but
that was Anakin. But you go ahead.
It was funny seeing how people. It was that meme of it seems like I judged you too harshly. It's one of those things where they thought that the prequels they hated it in the beginning, right? But then over the years they came to appreciate it more, and then the sequels came out and they were just like. Yeah, no.
I think they came to appreciate the prequels because of the trilogy.
Yeah. Now, what is your favorite out of those three movies.
Out of the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, out of the sequel trilogy.
You go first, bro.
Obviously.
What is your favorite out of the sequel trilogy?
Episode 6, The Force Awakens.
Oh, that's sequel trilogy. Okay, wait a minute.
What other sequel
What
trilogy?
trilogy are we talking about? We're talking about the. We call
the original trilogy, the prequels, and the sequel trilogy, the Disney trilogy.
Okay, yes, okay. You're asking what's my favorite out of that?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
What other sequel trilogy is there? Excuse me, bud, but like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
What's my favorite out of that, man? I feel like you should go first.
I just said it. The Force Awakens.
Oh, okay, got it. It will be The Force Awakens.
That would be my favorite.
It will be my favorite because that was Star Wars coming back, of course, after so many years of them being on, I wouldn't say hiatus.
Not really.
They were active.
Their return to the movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the return to the theaters.
Got it.
Not the Star Wars Christmas special movie. We don't talk about that. But
oh my gosh. But my favorite, it would have to be The Force Awakens, of course, when I saw it in theaters. It was a delight to come back and watch it after so many years and see what they were going to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And they somewhat delivered on episode 7. They very, very somewhat delivered on episode 7. Now, at the time when I'm watching the movie, like I said, I'm just locked in. I'm just locked in on the movie. And, I'm interested in what's going on. Rey, Finn, Poe, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
I'm all locked in, and at the time when the movie ended, I enjoyed the movie. I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. This is a good movie. Should I bounce to episode 8, or you want to give your 2 pieces on episode 7?
If I start talking about episode 7,
you're not gonna stop.
Okay, see,
this
is where, just like the fandom, we are split, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say that I loathe episode 6.
Episode 7?
Episode 7.
Episode 7. He loves episode 7.
Okay. It has some cool moments. The light speed crash through the ships, that was cool looking.
That was episode 8. We're talking about
Last Jedi.
No, yeah, that's episode 8. That's Jedi. Are we talking about 7 or 8?
Wow.
You jumped to 8.
I'm sorry.
We're talking about 7.
8. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
That's all right. It's all right. We'll get to 8 eventually.
Okay. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to The Force Awakens. I like it, but as time has gone on and when we see what has gone through with the next 2 movies that came after that,
mm-hmm.
I look at it at a worse light because it's like the thing that makes me mad about it is that it showed so much potential and a lot of that potential got wasted. So I still like it because I like Finn as a character. The whole premise of a stormtrooper being just realizing, oh crap, maybe we're the bad guys, and then like you just being like, I want to go against that, and seeing him become a part of the are they called the Rebels again?
The Resistance.
The Resistance. Sorry,
mm-hmm.
Basically the Rebels, but yeah,
right.
The Resistance. Him become a part of this thing that goes directly against the First Order. Yeah. That was an interesting thing. Seeing Han back to his roots. That was cool. I mean, granted, I I wish that we got to see him with Leia or with Luke a little bit more. You know, that would have been interesting to see.
Better if he stayed around.
Yeah. That the whole situation was cool. Rey, she was fine. I didn't really think much of her after that. Just she's a pretty good pilot. She kind of reminds me of Luke.
Mm-hmm.
She was found on a desert planet, like Luke. She's pretty good with tech, like Luke. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, so this is gonna be the Luke of this saga, right? I was like, oh, okay. But then I saw Finn, and I'm like, so I guess maybe Finn is gonna be Luke, and she's gonna be like the Leia, and then we can have another person.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
the guy who got captured could be the next Han.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was gonna be the case, but it didn't go that way.
Right.
But like some of the fights, Kylo Ren's introduction was immaculate. That was awesome. Catching a freaking laser bolt mid-flight and just holding it there while he's interrogating somebody. It's just like, okay.
Now I feel like watching it.
Now this guy feels like a genuine threat. Now I'm gonna jump it. You already know how I feel about the next two, just for how I've been talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
But that I feel like that is the only time that I felt that Kylo was an intimidating villain.
Right.
That is the only time I felt like, oh, if he's there, he's gonna mess somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone's gonna die, right?
Right.
Granted, the only person he killed was his own father.
And that one dude. Well, no.
Any character of significance, the only person he killed was his own dad.
Okay, yeah.
You can't call Palpatine because Rey did that. So yeah, he caught a lot of L's. But like in Force Awakens, he seemed like a genuine threat. Yeah, I was kind of salty that Rey beat him that first time, but at the same time, I'm like, he just got done fighting Finn.
Right.
So I was like, maybe he's tired. And then the Earth split, so I was like, but yeah, like that, I genuinely felt like, okay, this is the threat of this saga.
Mm-hmm.
OG trilogy, it was Vader all the way. That dude's very existence was just problems.
Even the mention of his name,
right,
sent shivers down people's spine.
Like Voldemort, the name you should never speak. Then in the prequels, it's really hard to pin it down, but I'd say it would be Palpatine. Palpatine would be like the big bad of the prequels because he basically destroys the Republic from the inside out.
Yeah. So,
yeah, like he's a dangerous villain and a terrifying opponent to go against.
Oh, dude.
Especially if you go into the comics and stuff like that, but we're holding that off.
We're holding that off.
But
that's for next time discussion.
Yeah, it's just interesting to talk about this stuff because, again, the reason why I like Force Awakens is because of how much potential and how good it sets stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate how sad things either got set up or they didn't go.
Let's break down. Let's get into some of the cruxes of the Force Awakens. One, I guess we should start with her, Rey. Now, at the time when I'm watching this movie, like I said, I'm zeroed in. I'm a movie surfer, y'all. I just watch movies. I'm just in, for the fun and not really thinking as I'm watching the movie. But this guy brought it to my attention that Rey is apparently a Mary Sue.
Now, hold up. No, not that. Let's not. Now, when he means I brought it up.
Mm-hmm. How did you bring it up?
I started talking about how it just seemed like things were working out for her.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed like she never really had to struggle for things. And then it's like, I started talking about it. And then I was like, wait, why does this sound like something I've heard before? And I looked it up. A lot of the stuff I was complaining about was like listed underneath like a Mary Sue. Like I looked it up and I'm like, oh, so is that what you would call her? Because it's like, she instantly knows how to use the Force.
Mm-hmm.
She reversed the mind trick that Kylo was doing to try and get into her head with no training, just randomly was able to do it. She
Jedi mind tricked the stormtrooper.
Yeah, she Jedi mind tricked the stormtrooper again with no training. Didn't know what that was. She freaking. I'm just going to stick it to the first movie for right now. She somehow knew how to not only pilot the Falcon, but also like fix it better than Han, who's owned that thing for like
years,
probably a decade. It makes no sense that my man Han just didn't figure out that, oh yeah, this little piece here, you just yank it out and the ship will work better. Like, how long have you been in this ship? Chewbacca could have said something. CP3O could have said something. I'm trying to control my temper, but
it's how he usually gets out. So it's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
No, it's just certain things like that like when I first watched it, it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did she fix something in a ship? She's only been in there for a few minutes.
Right.
Yet he's been in it for multiple years.
Oh yeah.
How is she able to deflect freaking Kylo Ren? Isn't he supposed to be like the next Darth Vader in the saga?
Right.
Why is she able to go against him?
All of a sudden.
Yeah. Somehow she gets Luke's lightsaber, which we don't even know how.
Didn't make sense.
We don't know why it attracted her specifically.
Because when that scene came up, that was the only scene where I started thinking of it. Because I recognized that lightsaber. I know who it belonged to. One, Anakin, two, Luke.
Yep.
So when it when the Force got her attention, you start to think like, okay, is she related to Anakin in some kind of way? Is she related to Luke? Like those are the only two people you could think of.
Man, for a good minute, we thought she was related to Obi-Wan, and that was why she was connected to Anakin's lightsaber.
I think that came up too. I was like, maybe it has to do something with Obi-Wan.
Because like that's Master Padawan, maybe something with the Force can mess with that.
Right.
All right, yeah. It's a little loose, but yeah. No, it turns out she's not. It's quite the opposite, actually. Quite the opposite. But we saving that until we get to that. But if we keep breaking it down, all right. We're staying with Rey being a Mary Sue at the moment.
Rey being a Mary Sue, yeah. I mean, okay, yeah. One of the actress for Rey, phenomenal.
Oh yeah, no, the actress, she's amazing. Like that's one thing that I can say about the sequel trilogy is most of the acting was really well done. There's only a few characters that I was like, nah, they suck. But like, well, not suck, but like they didn't live up to the expectations. Like,
right.
They weren't at that level. Like Kylo Ren, I don't like what they did with him, but I could say Adam Driver as an actor pulled through on some scenes. Like he brought it out. Like he makes you feel things at times. Even though, like, after I go back afterwards, I'm like, that's kind of stupid. But he did a good job, so he kind of carried that scene. There's stuff like that happens. Or I liked Finn's actor, but even though he got stuck saying Rey half the time after the next two movies.
And it started in episode 7, if y'all don't remember. When she got captured.
Yeah.
That's where it started. But yeah, the actress, everybody did their role fine. Yeah. It's just the writing.
Yeah, the script that she was given.
And just the script that everybody was given.
A great actor can only do so much with a garbage script. Like that's it. Like I know I'm sounding very hyperbolic, like I'm saying the worst that it can be, but like that's the best example I can think of. Like you give like an actor like Johnny Depp or like freaking Mark Hamill and to be like, yeah, here's the script. And he's just like, okay, I can bring this character to life, but like how the script kind of don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. It don't make sense. So like, what you want me to do with this? Like I can read the lines, I can get emotion, But if the writing itself doesn't have the emotion, there's only so much I can do.
Like, it's just gonna make sense.
That's like putting seasoning on a piece of garbage. Like, it's still garbage, but hey, that's a nice seasoning. Like,
you flying today, shoot.
I'm just being my usual self.
If being honest.
I am being 100% honest. This is how I feel.
Now, Finn, he had a good start too.
Yes.
You know, Rebel Stormtrooper wants to break away from the First Order. Finds Poe, rescues Poe, as everybody knows and seen. You know, we're like, all right, we're interested in this character and how he's going to combat against the First Order by joining the Resistance. But would you say the odd part was when he wanted to run from everything? I feel like at first what was his main goal, to run from it all or to actually join and fight back?
Well, the first thing he did wasn't like when he realized he wanted to get away from this. The first thing he did was rescue Poe. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't give me the sense of I need to get away from here. I need to run away from everything. No, that gives me.
He wants to rescue more people.
He wants to, stop the Empire from taking over the galaxy. So that will make sense why he would become a part of the Resistance, because he's like, I want to make up for what I did as a trooper. Mm-hmm. Like, that would have been an interesting storyline, especially because, like, we even saw in The Force Awakens where they were like, a random stormtrooper pulled up on Finn and was like, traitor, right, and called the ones with them. And then, like, right, granted, the stormtrooper got bodied, but still, there's like that premise and everything was really well done in that movie.
Yeah,
I wish we had a little bit more with that. His rivalry with Phasma was short. That was an interesting start. They kind of wasted her. Not gonna lie.
She's got a book though.
Huh?
She's got a book. All my Phasma fans out there, yeah, no. We support Phasma. But Phasma was a cool character, and the fact that it was a woman too.
I mean, regardless, as long as the character is cool, I don't matter what gender she was.
I mean, not like, yeah, but it's like you
don't see that often.
You don't see that often. You don't see a female stormtrooper.
Oh,
a
female stormtrooper. Yeah, that's
and like higher ranking too.
Yeah, kind of are instantly like, oh, that's a guy. But right, like, there's been a couple times where we hear female voices coming from the troopers, but Phasma was a genuine threat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I see what you mean there.
Yeah.
What else?
But still, Finn. He was a good character up until,
he went downhill after he got knocked out after fighting Kylo.
I mean, like, he was a trained stormtrooper.
Uh-huh.
First one to use a lightsaber when it was grabbed, or when they had it, he was the first one. Well, not the first one, but
he was the one who actually used it.
He was the one who actually used it.
He used it against the clone.
Against
and he used it against Kylo. Rey didn't touch it until the final part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I thought it was fine that, Finn was holding his own against Kylo is because Finn is a trained combatant.
Mm-hmm.
And stormtroopers are, even though we got the joke that they constantly miss and that they are as terrifying as they are, stormtroopers in all reality, lore-wise and everything, they're freaking terrifying.
Right.
Like, they're built, they're taught and melded to be the most dangerous soldiers to exist. We're following main characters that are doing guerrilla tactics against the Empire. And with the clones, they were just as dangerous, if not more so than the stormtroopers, because all of them were genetically modified to be soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and well, when we saw the clones, we actually saw like them being terrifying and them being strong and stuff. But that's because they were with the good guys.
Right.
Now in the OG trilogy, they were kind of treated as a joke because they were going against the good guys, and they were bad guys this time. But they still killed Luke's aunt and uncle. They still killed hundreds, if not millions of people.
I thought those were the same.
Nope.
Those were stormtroopers?
Yeah.
They killed his family?
Yeah.
I thought it was those
Anakin's parents, I think mother got killed by the same people.
Yeah, she did. Okay, shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, I have to rewatch that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Unless I got it wrong, I remember specifically that he saw his aunt and uncle's corpses
burnt to a crisp.
burnt to a crisp.
That's not funny.
I wasn't gonna laugh until you said that. Dang it!
A moment of silence for Aunt Peru and Uncle Owen.
So you should have done better, Obi-Wan. I'm kidding. It was a skill issue. You know, like y'all were ready to fight Reva, but y'all couldn't handle a couple stormtroopers. All right,
that's later. Oh wait, no, that's in the past with Reva. Okay, that would have been in the past with Reva. So.
That's some bull crap, but still, it makes sense that Finn was able to handle Kylo.
Yeah.
Now, it also made sense that Kylo was kind of dog walking Finn towards the later half of their fight because one, Kylo has only been trained in the lightsaber, and two, he is way stronger in the Force than Finn was.
And Rey, but they just had to give her the upper hand because dude has been training. He got trained by Luke Skywalker. So now I'm not really well versed in the comics after he left.
Yeah.
And what his training was like afterwards.
I'm a little funky on that too. But regardless, he still has way more training than Rey.
Yes.
Like even then, and